to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let's sing that again. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we long to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we long to be. We are love, we are one. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light, everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. All right.
And as we greet this day, this beautiful day, this joy-filled day, we acknowledge the love that each and every one of us is. For we have been created in love, by love, from that one creative source. And knowing that we are extensions of that love. We are each individual spirit, that portion of God that radiates that light, that unifies all things in every capacity. Claiming this light that is within each of us, acknowledging it, expanding it, and just joyously sharing it one with the other. I give thanks for the multitude of people that it takes, and it is a multitude, to put forth this Sunday service. I give thanks for each and every thought, each and every support, each and every deed that is done. And I acknowledge that Reverend Rhonda's talk today will speak to the hearts of each and every one of us, guiding us, directing us, and upholding us. And in this state of absolute beautiful gratitude, this thankfulness, this wonderfulness for the privilege of being here and sharing and uplifting each other, I just say thank you, Thank you. Thank you. And so I just release these words, knowing that this love is the love that has created all, that we, the bushes, the trees, the mountains, everything, just knowing that that is true. And releasing that thought, releasing those words out into the universe. And so it is. And now for the flames of faith. We light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness and the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring their path of surrender to divine love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all thoughts who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them in all faith traditions unnamed in the ceremony. The final candle is the healing candle. It represents the revealing of the divinity at the core of all experiences. This is your candle for whatever is in your mind and heart that requires the light. Oops, again. Is it loud enough? Okay, here we go. I'd like to read the spiritual thought for today. If we feel that our thought, by our will and concentration, must go somewhere and compel things to happen, then we shall put strain into our prayers. This we must avoid. Actually, our thoughts are acted upon by the law of mind. If we had the same faith in spiritual law that we have in physical laws, then our faith would be complete, and miracles would happen every day, just because there is something acting on our thoughts. From Ernest Holmes' Creative Ideas. And if you will all join with me, and I think I'm in the right order. If you all join with me and say the affirmation, I affirm that God is creatively active in all my experiences, and I quietly accept the manifestation of my good. Thank you.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all of my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all of my blessings. God gives me everything I
Hi again. Spirit's Prayer. Would you join me in reading this? Loving Spirit, I open to your presence through my mind and heart to the higher consciousness of love. I awaken my earthly direction in life to the universal will of my highest good. Accepting daily nourishment from the presence of your Spirit within, I recognize and forgive others. I accept your guidance as I embrace your radiant light in and through me. For yours is my true inner power and selfhood forever and ever. I accept this to be so, and so it is. Amen.
I'm not worried about tomorrow. Today I declare freedom from yesterday, mistakes of the past. Today all things are made brand new. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? I say, I can change my reality by changing my mind. Perfect peace, joy and happiness is yours and it's mine. I am loved and so are you. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? We sing it. All is well, all is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well. We sing, all is well. All is well and unfolding as it should. I am cloaked in the Spirit. I am fed by the divine. I am one with all that is, and my soul is free from time. I am blessed and so are you. Don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? We sing it. All is well. All is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well. All is well. We sing. All is well. I say again. All is well. One more time. All is well and unfolding as it should.
Yes, it is. And so this morning, yes, we have been having an interesting morning here at Center for Spiritual Living Tucson. So I have my little friend here because for some reason, my little fob that I use for my notes decided to go on vacation without telling me. So this morning, I am using my computer, believe it or not. And I am so grateful for that we have technology. Oh my God, what would we do without our phones and our computers? So I'm just so glad that we're all here today. However, whatever unfolds, it's all God energy, right? So no matter what goes on, and so it is also an invitation for us to look at things and go, okay, what is mine to know about this? Well, I will honestly tell you, when I first started this new technology back in January, I was thinking in the back of my mind, what will happen if there is that Sunday where I can't use my projection notes? And I thought, yeah, no, I'm good. They've got wonderful support back there and Ev up here. And I'm thinking, yeah, no problem. Today was the day. So with that, the talk title, which I find rather interesting, is called The Right Mental Attitude of Manifestation. So what do we manifest? And one of the things I want to speak to is, I want to tell you a little story first. There was this grandmother, and she decided one morning to take her grandson to the beach. And they were having a lovely time, and of course he's on the beach and he's making sand castles and he's, doing all these beautiful things. And she's looking at him and saying, wow, what a beautiful imagination that he's taking the sand and he's creating whatever it is. And just as she had this beautiful thought about his creativity, a wave comes along and snatches him and takes him. And she's like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. No. So she gets on her knees and she starts praying. And she does a treatment. And she's like, no, this is, I know the truth of this situation. And I know that this will, all reverse itself. And I see him right where he was. And he will continue. He will continue as he was, playing. And so then she, of course, closes the prayer with, and so it is. And all of a sudden she hears this big booming voice. Are you done? She says, of course. And so it is. And then all of a sudden there's huge wave, and poof, there's the boy. And the wave, of course, retracts. And he's going back to doing whatever he's doing. And all of a sudden the big booming voice says, so are you satisfied? And she says, he had a hat. Right? So it's, what are we seeing and what are we believing? And I just thought, yeah, he had a hat. So what are the details in our what we really want? When we are specific with that we are praying up, that's what we see. Are we really being detail orientated? I know that some of us, when we have prayed, we've said, well, we want this, blah, 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 blah. And then, of course, we get what we want, but there's always something kind of wonky or missing. But yet we get it. Just like in the story, he had a hat. So there is a mental and a spiritual side to our life. And we live in a threefold experience, and we live actually in a mental, a physical, and a spiritual. And unfortunately, we can't just live in one. If you live in just the physical, you will become separate from that God of your understanding, and you will most likely be consumed by the material world. If you live in a mental state, you will become intellectual. Now, that's not a bad thing, but you will forget about everything else and just allow that intellect or that academic part of yourself to forget about all that is. And the spiritual, if you just dive completely into the spiritual, you will evaporate. You will evaporate all that is good. So what we need, or what we require, is really a balance of all three. You know, spirit is realized as cause. Mind, which is where everything comes from, as intelligence and law. Physical, which is in truth matter or form, is the result of the activity of spirit through the mind, through our mind, that God mind, that action, that energy, that essence. And so it is the mental understanding of the law of cause and effect, of the power of the word, of our word, what we speak and our ability to use that is our ability to demonstrate to a very large degree. You know, I was thinking about back in the 80s, we used to think about partners, palaces, and parking places. Right? We would. What we would do is we would say, okay, I'm going to manifest, Christmas. Christmas is the great time. So you go into the parking lot of a store of whatever it is on Christmas rush. And you're thinking, you're running around looking for it's like you need a hunting license for, finding a parking place. And what happens is, you've in your mind, you're thinking, I'll never find a parking place. I guess I'll have to go over to the North 40 in order to do that and just, consider myself walking. But what we learned in the 80s is that you could go on your way to wherever you were, and you'd say, I know that the right and perfect parking place is waiting for me. And somehow it always did. Or you'd be going down an aisle, and there would be somebody backing out, and you'd drive right in. So that was what we were all about in the 80s. And I'm glad to say that we've grown up since then, that it's not about receiving. It's really about giving. And it's about knowing that divine self. It's knowing that divine energy. That it really isn't about the material world. It's about the balance of everything, living a life at the highest good. You know, if you think about it, the human soul has always believed in a God. And that's why we ask or we pray to that of whatever we understand. And for some of us, we question whether exists. You know, we think about, does God really exist? I feel it. So it must be there. There's this energy, and I know for some reason that it loves me. And I love it, and it interacts. You know, I thought about this at one time. Well, actually, I think about it quite often, being a religious studies major. I have a few friends that are atheists, and they declare that they don't believe in God. And I've often asked them, if you have to deny something exists, doesn't it still do? Doesn't it still exist? If you have to deny that God exists, it must on some level exist. And I thought, okay. And I have, for a very long time, looked at that knowledge of what we want to ignore or what we choose not to believe. You know, as metaphysicians, we bring God into our lives. I think that's kind of cool. God is within us. It is universal, flowing through everything. It is understanding, compassionate, and it's the part that we want to know more about. We are truly led by Spirit. Even if we don't acknowledge it, we truly are. How about that intuition? Something about that little voice that will say, are you sure you want to do that? You sure you want to go down that road? That's when that little voice, that God voice, is speaking to us. And is so important to listen to. But often we say, no, I know better. Really? Do we know better? There is, and I really can't explain it because it is each and every one of us a unique and individual experience. It is beyond the consciousness and, the energy of our mind. And what is it? What is it that causes us to do whatever we do? It's the essence, it's the energy. The Quakers, in their faith tradition, believed that they were God-led. And when they prayed, they knew without a doubt that they would be led from wherever they were to wherever they wanted to go, or whatever was going to be fixed. God was going to do it. They took whatever, and they still do today because there are still Quakers and Mennonites. They took whatever was bothering them at the time and they gave it over to God. They gave it over to that energy. And instead of telling God how big their problem was, they told their problem how big their God was. And they still do it. Because they know that this unique expression, this essence, this energy is going to take care of it. God is the power and the essence of love. And it is also action. And it is awaiting for each one of us to give it the go signal. Believe it or not, it does. When we hand our issues over to that essence of love, it'll say thank you, and it will give you an answer. However, we do have this thing called human impatience. I want it now. I want instant gratification. And that divine essence says, you know what? Let's work on this together. Let's find the solution together. Let's find out what is really going on. And do you really want this? I know that I've asked for it, but is it something I really want? And so what happens is we take that divine self, we take that divine journey, and we really look at what's going on. What not only is going on with whatever it is out here, but we're also looking at it within ourselves. We come to these metaphysical teachings of science of mind and unity and divine science and Christian science because our soul, on some level, has arrived to the consciousness that we are no longer looking outside of ourselves for the I am. We have discovered it inside. For us as individuals, we realize there is an irresistible impulse to express the power, so therefore, it must create. Thoughts are things. Everything in the physical universe is manifestation of the mind and what we call matter. Yes. Each and every one of us has had a part in all of this on some level. Yes. And what it is, it comes down to the energy. It comes down to the energy and the movement and the vibration and the frequency of where we are. Vibration and frequency is like a magnet. It attracts what we want at the same frequency. When we raise our vibration, it's basically called a higher consciousness. But we're really raising our level of love. So I like that. Let's pick poverty or lack. Yeah, lack's probably a better word. Because it always seems to be a popular subject among people, especially right now. And so I'm going to transfer that or translate it into fear. And very few of us are able to eliminate it from our lives on some level. Truly lack is not about money, even though we make it about money. And the reason why we create that around money is because, of course, money is the tool, we think, that can give us our happiness, or literally buy our happiness. Really? Is that true? That money allows us to buy our happiness? Money allows us to buy a material thing that for 15 minutes we go, oh, yes, I got it. We put it on the shelf and it stays there and we're on to our next thing. What is it really, truly that we're lacking within us if we are looking for something material to satisfy whatever it is? I bet it's love. There's some aspect of your life that has a hole in it. So therefore, in order to get satisfaction or fill that hole even for 5 minutes, we go out and we consume something, whether it's food or a material, object. So how do we stop seeing what we do not want to create in our experience of everyday life, say of lack? How do we do that? Think about right now some scenario in your life, and I can think of a lot right now, that you are creating more of a story around. I call it the what if story. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if? So what? What if? I think the perfect example is Dr. Google. What happens is we decide, we get up in the morning with a sore throat or a backache or whatever, and what do? We go over to our computer and we log into Dr. Google to see, what we've got. And the next thing we understand about whatever it gives us is it's irreparable and we're going to die. Or some kind of crazy thing. And that, of course, sets into motion, of course, something that we do. That for something good, what happens is we say, okay, this isn't normal, so I will go to the doctor. Even though I have these symptoms that it says it is, I will go and I will pursue it. And most likely we will find the truth of what it is, what is really going on about us. But when we experience that kind of thing, the first thing to do is not withdraw, to not close off from anybody, to not think that you're less than because of whatever's going on. Because when we think there is a health crisis, the first thing some of us will say, well, what did I do to bring this on? Or why am I experiencing this? My mom used to, when I'd say, and I've said this before, I'd say, oh, why me? Why am I experiencing this? And her first thing was, why not you? I thought, you know what? She's right. Why not me? And then I think, why not? I should have, all right, I'm not liking this. This is uncomfortable for me. But what is mine to know about whatever's going on in my life? So instead of being an inactivity, I need to be an activity. I need to embrace whatever's going on, and I need to pursue whatever it is to create something better. Every single thought that we have should be an activity of vibrant love, so that we will attract the higher good, no matter what it is. We can go into, an appointment for whatever it is, and we can look at that person, whatever situation is, and we can say, you know what? I know this is not the truth of what my experience is going to be, and I know that I am going to know what it is that is required of me to correct whatever this is, to have a higher experience. But in the meantime, I'm going to ask, what is mine to know? What is mine to know about this journey of being a human in this world? Todd Michaels said, form follows thought. Like attracts like. If you focus your attention on what you have, your consciousness will attract more. If you focus on what you lack, you will attract more lack. Positive or negative, whatever you emphasize in consciousness always expands. I'm going to read that again. Positive or negative, whatever you emphasize in consciousness will always expand. So whatever's going on, if you're thinking the world's going to end, well, the world's going to end. Do we really need to have that kind of a thought? No. So whether it's health or money, I invite you to be a magnet of creativity, of positivity. When we speak our word into the essence of the creative power of all that is, we are setting a whole thing in motion. The gears are going, and it's really trying to create something wonderful for us. Why else would we speak our word into the universe and say, this is what I want to experience? Please believe that whatever you call that personal spiritual experience, it listens. It does listen. If we know, without a doubt, and we align with whatever it is, it will become form in a positive way. It will manifest. It wants to be manifested in the highest good for each of us. You know, it really isn't magic what the mind does, how we create what we want to experience. It's already there. It's a truth. We just know it's true. And that's what makes it real. It is not limited except for the conditions that we give it. Yes, it is not limited. However, we get in our way, and therefore we cut off the flow. So when we want our highest good, when we're looking at something we really would like to manifest, something wonderful in our life, and what happens is we decide to get in our way and throw in a negative thought, then the flow stops. Kind of like damming up a river. Think of it that way. You know, you're going down the river and all of a sudden, oh, okay, how do we get over this? To remove that block, we just know that whatever it is, it's already being taken care of. We know that we are aligning with whatever it is. And if there is a stop in whatever we're doing, what is mine to know about that stop so that I can continue going? It's not a limitation. It's an opportunity to know something more. Ernest Holmes says, we do not change all the patterns of our thought in a moment. Rather, it takes place little by little until gradually the old thought patterns transformed into new ones by some inner alchemy of the mind. The operation of which we do not see, but the manifestation of which we do experience. And Eric Butterworth, love Eric Butterworth, the secret of achieving your dreams lies in so vividly imagining them that you literally exude the consciousness of them because you are vibrating with their reality. Ooh! Can you feel it? What would that feel like? To vibrate with what you want. To know that there's that energy, that wonderful energy that is creating that wonderful experience for you. Think about it. When a cherished dream manifests, and here's something we all should really think about, the work is far from over. Some of us think, well, I've done it, been there, done that, I've got what I want, so I can just leave it alone. Oh no, guess what? The work's just begun. As the dream that you have, or whatever it is that you want to manifest, begins to appear, the real work is just beginning, as I said, and great care and vigilance must be exercised at this critical point to sustain the manifestation. It's almost like the universe is saying, do you really want it? Do you really want this? Because if you don't, I can make it like the universe can say, well, I can just sweep it away for you if you really don't want it. And so with all our heart and our mind, we say, yes. I want to live this creation of what I have manifested. I'm going to own it with a grateful heart. That is what the most important is, to be grateful. When we allow that creativity to completely fill us, and we step forward in gratitude, we have our eyes open, and then we pay constant attention to the wonder of our new circumstance. Because now everything has shifted. Everything is new. We can move forward in a different existence, in a new creative awareness, in a new creative power. Let that you have created be enthusiasm and gratitude and all the wonderful things that can continue to work as you've laid that foundation. I want to leave you all with some things to think about this week. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you can create. You can create. So here's 3 questions for you. What are you attracting? What are you imagining? And what, most of all, are you creating in this human experience that we call life? Namaste. I love you, and so it is.
Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand.
Put a little love in your heart.
You see it's getting late, please don't hesitate.
Put a little love in your heart.
And the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait. See, another day goes by, and still the children cry. Put a little love in your heart. If you want the world to know we won't let hatred grow, well, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait. See, wait and see. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. And I hope when you decide that kindness will be your guide, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait. See, if you put a little love in your heart, come on, put a little love in your heart, put a little love in your heart, yeah. Put a little love in your heart. Sing it with me.
Put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your
Heart. Put a little love in your heart.
I'm here to put a little love out to our greeters, the people who show up early, put out all the banners and the bulletins, they fold them, and they do all kinds of stuff and insert things. They're a really good group. They really contribute a lot to our Sundays, and we just want to say thank you. And if that appeals to you, I know Janet would love to have another person or two, and and so would a couple of other committees. So if you have the end to put a little love in your heart for some other opportunities, talk to a board member. I'm one. Sharon's here somewhere. I think there she is. Our Reverend Rhoni. And we would be delighted to have you with us on our projects. So put a little love in your heart and come play with us.
Thank you for letting me be myself again. Thank you for letting me be myself again. Dance to the music, sing all day long. Everyday people sing a simple song. You can be happy, you may start to cry, but we will still be singing. We can make it if we try. I want to thank you for letting me be myself again. Thank you for letting me be myself again.
Yes. And thank you for being with us here at Center for Spiritual Living Tucson. And there is a basket at the back. And I just want to call attention to that basket. It is for donations, and those donations, just so you know, help pay for our band and other wonderful things that we are planning. And so please, I'm not going to say if, please give from your heart. So that we may continue doing the wonderful work in the world. And so as we decide to do that, I just ask that we say this together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. Yes! Take it away!
Yes, there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Yeah. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our center, united all are we. We all walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every step I take, this is my joyous vow. Come on, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and it has begun.